Now we're going to start a new project, and to simply begin, we'll create a new document. And here we'll create the same thing we had in the previous file. At the beginning, I'll turn off the visibility of the front and right planes. I select Create Sketch and indicate the top plane as the sketch plane. When it comes to selecting the sketch plane, we can first choose the sketch plane and then activate sketching, or first activate sketching and then we select the sketch plane. Now I press the N key to switch to a view perpendicular to the sketch plane and select the drawing command, rectangle. Here I want to place the corner of the rectangle at the origin point of the coordinate system, so I can do that at this stage. I simply hovered over the origin point of the coordinate system. A coincidence constraint symbol appeared next to the cursor. I click the left mouse button, and now the corner of the rectangle is already constrained to the origin point of the coordinate system. I defined the position of the second point, and now it has been activated. A field appears where I can enter the length of the rectangle's side, and here I type 100 millimeters. I press Enter. This dimension has been confirmed, and now I can enter the second dimension. I type 70, press Enter, and the sketch turns black, which means this rectangle is now fully defined. We have specified the dimensions of this rectangle, and we have determined the position of the rectangle. And in a similar way, we could create a circle, but for now we'll finish this sketch and use it to create a solid. So I select the area from which I want to create the solid and choose the extrude operation. And here I will create this solid to a height of 25 millimeters, confirm the operation, and now we have this solid. As for creating a hole in the solid, we'll do that in a second operation, and we'll also base it on a sketch. We'll create a sketch on the face of the solid. Select this face and choose to create a sketch. I press the N key to switch to a view perpendicular to the sketch plane, and here I'll start by creating a line. I'll draw a line from this point to this point. I press Escape to finish drawing the line, then select this line and switch it to Construction Geometry. I press Escape to cancel this command. I left-click outside the workspace area, and now we have a construction line. Now I select the circle drawing tool and hover near the center of this line, and notice that here a handle and a defining constraint appear. This means it's the midpoint of the line. I left-click to place the center of the circle at this point. Then I click any point on the circumference and enter a circle diameter of 30 millimeters and press Enter. And we could have created the same sketch in the previous step. We could have simply drawn the line and the circle in the first sketch, but here I want to show you how we can remove material from the solid based on the sketch. We confirm the sketch. And another basic operation in 3D CAD systems is an operation that allows you to remove material based on a sketch. And this is an operation known as a pocket or simply a cut extrusion. And in Onshape, this operation, removing material based on a sketch, also we do using the extrude operation. Select this operation, and now when you indicate the area you want to use for this operation, by default it will be created, another part of the solid. And that's exactly how we can build solids in 3D CAD systems, by creating sketches and step by step. We build the solid, but in this case, based on the sketch, I would like to remove material from the solid, and to do that we simply need to select the remove option here. And now, based on the sketch, material will be removed from the solid. We can do this to a specific depth, for example 10 millimeters. Okay, I confirm this, and now we have a pocket made here with a depth of 10 millimeters. Now I'll go to edit this operation, and we can also do it. For example, to 25 millimeters, meaning we set the pocket depth here to the same value as the height of this solid. I confirm this operation, and now we have a through pocket here. However, if we want to get a through pocket and not a pocket of a specific depth, this method isn't entirely correct, because if I now change the extrusion length of this solid, that is, if I edit the first extrusion operation and increase the extrusion length, for example to 40 millimeters, okay, I confirm this operation. In this case, the pocket is no longer through because this pocket has a strictly defined depth, and the depth of this pocket, we set it to 25 millimeters. But in 3D CAD systems, it's so common to create pockets that go through the entire solid that we have a specific pocket type, and we can set it so that the pocket is always through, regardless of what the height of the solid will be. And to do this, I will now go to edit this operation. And here we have pocket types. We have the blind type, where we specify the exact depth of the pocket, but we also have the through all type. As you can see, we have several different types, but I won't discuss them for now. We'll come back to this during the course. Here I select through all, and now we don't specify anything else. I accept it, and now this pocket, it will always be a through pocket, regardless of the height of the solid. If I now change this parameter, okay, the height of the solid has been changed. The length of this line is 50 millimeters, and the height of the solid is 50 millimeters, and the pocket is through. If I change this, for example, to 100 millimeters, okay, then here the changes have been applied to the solid, and the pocket is still a through pocket. Of course, in this case, if we want to have a through pocket, we could have done it like in the first example, where in the first sketch we simply drew a circle and then the pocket would also always be through. But we can also do it in stages, and in the next stage, when we create the pocket, we can simply choose the type of pocket through all, and the pocket will be made through the entire solid,